Founded Diapers.com in 2005. We are an online internet retailer of all baby goods, everything from car seats and strollers to diapers, wipes, formula, toys, clothes. We grew the business on a shoestring the first 18 months before we got venture capital. We've since done 5 rounds of venture capital, raised $58 million. We're at a $250 million run rate, going to $500 million in 12 months. That's been a really fast growth path. We've got a lot of our customers just through viral word of mouth. Our customer value proposition is centered around really fast delivery times. One of the key challenges that I've faced, and I know other people in my position have faced, is really being able to sort of let go of the day-to-day. Because when you start, you really, as Jay said, you're doing everything. It's all about execution. You need to know everything that's going on in every part of the business, and you're involved in every part of the business. And you really need to be able to step back and let go and sort of promote yourself. And the only way you're going to feel comfortable doing that is to hire really strong people that are better than you in the functions that you're doing, because very quickly you start to feel comfortable that this person that I just hired now is capable of doing this better than I could, and now I feel good about stepping back. But you do see a lot of times people hire people that aren't as good as themselves, and they sort of never able to let go, and they micromanage, and that can turn into a disaster real quick. Absolute number one thing to always remember, whether you have 50 million capital or you're on a shoestring, is focus. To basically know what business you're in and stick to that, because it's very easy to sort of get distracted with the new shiny object or the new concept or idea or way to grow faster by doing something different. If you're starting to find yourself early on looking for other things to do or other places to put capital, you're probably most likely making a mistake. I think the best thing to do is to come up with a strategy, stick to it, stick to the business model, to raise additional capital to compete with Amazon. And one of the things that I'd tell entrepreneurs when they start off is always think about the future value proposition and not about making money today. Because in our case, if we would have started with prices on diapers, wipes, and formula that allowed us to sort of make money, we would have not had a business. We had to start and provide the customers with a value proposition that was consistent with what was out there, or even better than what was out there in the market. And that meant taking losses, big losses up front that had to be financed, but knowing that in the future it would pay off, because you eventually would get to the scale and you'd have a better value proposition, hopefully a better brand. And it's just an exercise at that point of saying how much capital will it take in losses to get there, and when I get there, is the value that I've created more than the equity I've raised. And in our case, fortunately, it was, having raised $58 million to create what'll be a $500 million company next year. Sure. I mean, I think it kind of happens slowly. So, the first venture capital firm that comes in, they take, let's say they all want about 15 to 20% of the company and a board seat. And so if you structure the deal so they don't have a lot of other bells and whistles and control features and things, if it's just a straight preferred deal, they'll get liquidation rights. They'll give you a certain, a couple $1 million and then say, well, if this company fails, I get the first $2 million out. But you can construct deals that are sort of as basic as that. They get a board seat. They don't have really any power. They're not going to tell you how to run the business. If you know the business, a good VC will let you run the business. And so here they have 15% ownership and a board seat. Then you get a second VC, another 15%, another board seat, third VC, another VC. And then at some point, the VCs combined have more than 50% of the company. But because each one is their own representative and they all have their own ideas as to where the company should go or what they want out of the investment, they're not all going to agree because they come in different stages. And so effectively they defer to the CEO and the founder and say, well, what do you got? What do you think is best for this company? Where do you want to take the company? And then usually they all kind of rally around the CEO and founder. So I personally haven't had any problems at all. They've all added value, made good recommendations, and pretty much let me run the business.